H1B is getting harder and harder. It says this guy from Microsoft. He's saying it's getting more and more difficult for everyone to. The consultancy company I knew this year has to file 20 petitions for each person because the acceptance rate was getting lower. And last year they filed only 10 per person. Oh, that's ridiculous. The H1B acceptance rate at Microsoft this year was 15%. So there seems to be around 800K petitions. Wow, 800,000. See, I think, and I also read the same figure, I think today morning, that there are around 700,000 to 800,000 petitions this year for 85,000 visas. So that's like 10 times the number of petitions. Did not get selected for the third time in a row. Off to Canada I go. Okay. LinkedIn, this guy from LinkedIn is saying consultancy is ruining it for everyone's life. Coder girl from Microsoft says the consultancy companies are the reason this is such a shit show. I kind of agree with this because these consultancies, I know they file for, they file your petition, they register you in the lottery, even though you don't have a job lined up. So the way these consultancies work is that they'll contact you before this H1B filing season, and they'll typically contact you and they'll say that we will file for your H1B. We will register you in the lottery because lottery registration is what, like just $10 per person, so it's super cheap. So they'll do that, and then once if your if your registration is picked up in the lottery, then they'll start marketing your profile to their vendors and their clients, and then they actually start to market and try to find a job for you. So this is really not how this system was meant to be used, although this is a loophole in the system, I would say, because if USCIS really wanted to disallow such kind of behavior, they would have clearly made it, uh, at least they would have not made it so easy for anyone to just go in and register for the H1B lottery. They would have mandated that the company that is registering in the lottery actually has a job lined up for that particular petitioner, for the consultant. But I think they have probably left this loophole. It's a legal loophole um, on purpose. One reason could be that because of this loophole, there are like lots and lots of applications. So USCIS is earning money on that front. That may be one of the reasons. But I hear that from next year, I think USCIS is gonna increase the filing fee from not sorry, not the filing fee, but even the fee to register for the lottery. They are going to increase that from like $10 to, I don't know, I have heard like to thousands of dollars. So they are probably going to make it much more stricter from next year to even register for the lottery. So let's see what happens there. This guy from Amazon is saying, why should a consultancy file for 20 applications for one to pass through? Is that even fair? No wonder people are misusing the system. That's true. Had GPT from Microsoft is saying, I didn't even know that companies could file multiple H1B applications for the same person. Is that why there has been a spike in H1B applications in the past 2 to 4 years? Yeah, that's true. Of course. This guy from Uber says, does day one CPT work? My wife is in the same situation, can't move to Canada because we have a toddler. Thinking about day one CPT or else quit altogether. That's a tough one. And apparently Microsoft doesn't allow day one CPT. Okay, that's also not good. eBay is saying, I don't understand why they are legally allowed to file multiple petitions for the same person. Like I said, this is a loophole in the system, which, in my opinion, is purposefully kept in the system so that USCIS can earn money from registrations. Amazon has some strong words here. He's saying OP is a liar. Company, consultancy or not, cannot file more than one petition for the same employee. Also, consultancies charge people, that is 4,000 for every petition. I don't think anyone is willing to spend 40K to get H1B and then remain stuck in the GCQ forever. Who said it's a single company? The person I knew has 7 small companies and he collaborates with more people who have more companies. And now they only charge for the petition that was picked up, that you decide to proceed. If a consultancy company is charging 4K for a petition, then find another one. There are many out there who don't charge until you get selected. That is true. I happen to know some of these companies. The whole H1B and GCQ is a big joke, is what Walmart is saying. Ideally, better to work in India and just ask these consultancies to file 10 apps for you than staying here and pausing life events like marriage, etc. Canada is 200% better option, but Blind seems to hate it purely because of less TC. Fresh air and clean environment can't be bought in India. Also, you have to compete twice as hard in India for peanuts while you get easily 30% more in Canada for half the effort. This is somewhat true. At least I can concur on the front of I mean, fresh air and clean environment. That's definitely true. That is something that India is struggling on. I mean, I was in India like few months back, and the pollution levels are just off the charts there. Um, and it has, I mean, I almost always fall sick due to some kind of respiratory infection when I go to India, simply because I've been living in the US for like last more than 6 years now, 6, 7 years, and I've kind of acclimatized to the clean air over here. So when I go back, I immediately fall sick. Amazon is saying, why not move to Canada in that case? Even the Canadians born and brought up are trying to get out of Canada. I did lol. I'm a citizen now and moving to the US next month. Best of both worlds. That's good. Good for this guy. Best of which worlds? Canadian citizenship does not mean shit to GC process since it is based on birth. So if you had no chance of getting a GC earlier, your chances of haven't improved because of citizenship. As far as TN is concerned, it is a much inferior visa compared to H1B since it's not dual intent. And the way I see, you paid a couple of $100,000 to get a passport to avoid visa stamping and nothing more. Maybe that's a price you think is worth paying, but many don't, to each their own. Walmart is saying, Walmart is replying that the peace of mind that comes with it cannot be explained. I can take a break and still stay in the US and start a company in either US or Canada. Don't have to move my family immediately in case of job loss. Can maintain my primary residence and investment properties from Canada very easily. It's actually better to raise my kids in Canada than US unless they are going private schools in US. I used to feel like I'm always temporary resident of US and it's hard to put into words. I don't feel it anymore. US and Canada are both my playgrounds now. You can live in your happy bubble. BWGC doesn't matter. Go. Do you think I'm dumb that I know GC is based on birth country? I knew that even before applying for my H1 visa. Yeah. So this is never ending debate. It's a joke lately. VMware is saying it's a joke. Hmm. Someone is commenting, this is a lead code easy problem, something which new grad can implement. Current system, they have generate an ID for each applicant, blah blah blah. This is not a question about capability. It's a question about will. USCIS has purposefully kept this loophole in the system, current registration system. H1B is a truly practical joke on the immigrants. A few years back, MTV Bakra bought this. This was a good one. MTV Bakra bought all the H1B rights. Smile, you're on live show. It's a good one. Why don't people working outside of consultancy also do the same? Let your company apply and side apply with 10 different consultancies. Maybe it's unsafe, but it's your last chance. You have nothing to lose, right? Yeah. Well, I guess this system is not gonna be fixed anytime soon. So good luck if you have been selected in this year's H1B lottery. And if not, well, I wish you all the best for next year.